Come in. Hey, wait a minute. Good morning. This is April the 12th, Friday 2024, and we are in BBA Second Semester, Section B class, and this is the first class of second semester. And before I turn on my camera, I asked you to write a feedback that you're doing. So in your feedback, consider the difficulties you faced in the examination while writing exam essay. What were the difficulties you faced? And then critically judge and evaluate my teaching in the previous semester and point out drawbacks in my teaching last semester. Point out drawbacks, and then you can offer some suggestions. And then I said, can you possibly give me 5 points A, B, C, D, E, where you say, Divakar sir, this semester, do these 5 things so that your class will be more effective, more learner-centered. Okay. Keep on writing. Once you do that, I'll start my class. Okay, have you done? So tear off the page, fold it. Do not write your name. And then later I will collect it. Okay, let's start the class. So in this class, we will familiarize ourselves with the course content for second semester English. So let's read the course description first. If you have a soft copy on your mobile phone, you can please open it. If you have, I have mailed you a soft copy. So please open the PDF file and open the first page. Okay, did you get it? So first there is course title, right? What is the course title?
English
What is the course title?
English 2.
English 2. What is the course code? 103. What are the credit hours?
102.
102. What are the credit hours? 3. So 1 credit hour means 16 hours teaching. 2 credit hour means 32 hours teaching. 3 credit hour means 48 hours teaching in a semester. Okay? If there is 4 credit hour, it will be 64 hours teaching in a semester. So understand this. When you see credit hours, so 1 credit hour indicates that the teacher will come for 16 hours to teach you. Then what is the fourth field? Course description, right? Whenever you read any course in future also, when you apply or considering to apply anywhere, and if you're reading courses, always focus on course description, because that gives you best idea about what is the nature of the course, what are the features of the course. Let's read it. So someone, Arya, right? Not Aryama. Aryama is another section, I guess. Okay, Arya, read it loudly.
Which one, sir?
Yeah, the course description.
The course contains history readings organized under 5 themes context, namely storytelling in business, ambition, success and happiness, inter-cross-cultural communication, negotiation and persuasion, and critical thinking, creativity and innovation. Another major component in the course is academic writing in university context.
Okay, in your copy, in your note copy, on a new page, write it. So let's analyze the salient features of this course. First, it says there are literary readings. Then it says that these readings are organized under 5 themes, and the 5 themes are: first is storytelling in business. Then second is ambition, success and happiness. Third is cross cultural communication. Fourth is negotiation and persuasion. Fifth is critical thinking, creativity and innovation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then there is another component, that is academic writing in university context. Okay, this is This is the course description. So, let's try to understand each. Before that, let's also focus on course objective. Okay. Ms. Upadhyay, do you have a digital copy? Can you read the course objective number 1A?
Familiarize the learners with some major themes in literary text to enhance their language skills.
Okay, let's write it down. It says that the first objective is familiarize learners with some major themes in literary texts to enhance their language skills. Okay, one, or let's say A. Let me come this side. Can you please read objective B if you have a copy? You don't have? Can you read objective B? Second objective. Check there is objective. Is there? This one? Yeah. Read it.
Enhance the learner's critical and creative thinking abilities and
Okay, wait. Enhance learners' critical and creative thinking abilities. Number B. Enhance learners' critical and creative thinking abilities. Okay. Can you please read the last objective, the third one, number C?
Impart knowledge and skills to enhance the learner's ability to produce sound academic writing.
Okay. Let's write it there. Impart knowledge and skills to enhance the learner's ability to produce sound academic writing. Okay, for a while let's talk about both of these items. Let me explain you things. See, first thing you read is that there are readings in this course, and these readings are literary readings. So that means there are also non-literary readings also, right? If we can categorize something as literary reading, we can assume there is non-literary reading. For example, Facebook I can say is a sort of non-literary reading, though there can be poems also by somebody. Particularly, for example, if you are reading the Kathmandu Post, let's say you are reading the Kathmandu Post front page, the headline. The headline in Kathmandu Post most probably will be a non-literary reading. So what is literary reading? You see, language can be used for two purposes. One is to inform or to get things done. Instruction, open the door, request, right? And language can also be used to stir your emotion or to appeal your emotion or feeling. So you will see that literature often, let's say always, aims at moving your emotions and touching your feelings. When you listen to a song, it primarily appeals to your heart, then to head, right? Because the head is about reasoning, heart is about emotions and feelings, right? There is a beautiful novel by Jane Austen. You can choose to read if you are interested. Beautiful novel titled Sense and Sensibility. Sense and Sensibility. These are the names of two sisters who fall in love with a guy. And the sister whose name is Sense, she is driven by the head. So she looks at love rationally. And the sister who is driven by sensibility, she is driven by the heart, emotions. Right? A beautiful novel, I just remember. So I was saying, what did I say? In literature, language is used to move your emotions, to appeal your emotions, right? And literature aims to educate you in an entertaining manner. Literature has two aims. One is to instruct. One aim of literature is to instruct. And the other aim of literature is to entertain. Because when you are sad, you want solace, someone to console you. Then what do? You listen to your favorite song, you read something you like, and that might give you peace of mind, right? So literature instructs. That means it educates you. It makes you a better human being. To do these two things, to make you a better human being, literature uses language in a very special way. Literature uses language in a very special way. What is that? That way is, in literature, language draws readers' attention towards itself. Whereas in non-literary writing, language refers to something outside the text into the real world. Suppose the Kathmandu Post has a headline: according to new scientific research, the height of Mount Everest has increased by 2 meters. And now the new height is not 8,848 meter, rather it is 8,850 meter. The moment you read this sentence in Kathmandu Post front page, you are taken away from the page to the real Mount Everest. And you connect the news with the real world, right? Whereas if you are reading a poem that says a line like, or any essay that says, falling in love, darling, is like climbing Mount Everest. Now look what is happening. In both examples, I'm using the word Mount Everest. In the second example, falling in love with you, darling, is like climbing Mount Everest. Here is simile, comparison. Love is compared to climbing a mountain. And you easily understand that you start making meanings. Oh, maybe he is saying it's difficult to be in love with her. Because when you climb Mount Everest, you begin easily. The base camp is easy. As you move, difficulties and challenges come. The higher you go in love, the harder it becomes, right? So the second example, let me write over there. Let me write over there. Just. The height of Mount Everest has increased by 2 meters. And here another example. Falling in love with you is like climbing Mount Everest. I move inch by inch. Okay, something. So in the second example, falling in love with you is like climbing Mount Everest. I use the word like. And you know this is a simile. I'm making an analogy, comparison between love and climbing. So in the second example, see, when you read this line in a piece of literature, you focus on the language here. You focus on the text here. And this text is using a tool. What is that? It is using a figure of speech. Which figure of speech? Simile. To compare love with climbing mountain. And this second example, which is about love, it touches your emotion. It stirs your feeling. So this second example, this side, this is called emotive use of language. Right? Whereas this side where I say the height of Mount Everest has increased, this is more factual. I am presenting data to you, fact. So this side, this is scientific use of language. You will see this right in the first text. If I can show you just a minute, I will like to show you the first text in our course. The first text in our course is part from the novel memoir Shoe Dog a memoir by the creator of Nike, written by Phil Knight. And let me take you the opening paragraph. See, this is how the novel opens. And you can see the page that I have read. Look here. So I'm talking about literary language, right? I was up before the others, before the birds, before the sun. I drank a cup of coffee, wolfed down a piece of toast, put on my shorts and sweatshirt, and laced up my green running shoes. Then slipped quietly out of the back door. Paragraph 1. So what do you see here in this example? You have this speaker I, who is the narrator. Right? And then you have some imagery. If you can focus here, look the images. The images of birds. The imagery of the sun. Then the coffee. Then toast. Shorts. Shirt. The shoes, running shoes, and he slips quietly out of the back door. So here in the second example, in your text, you will see that the language is used differently than it will be used in newspaper. It is not reporting facts. It is presenting a world. It is presenting a world. That is called world of the fiction. World of the fiction. Every creative writer, every writer of literary piece, they create their own world. They imagine a place. For example, if you read Thomas Hardy's novels, I don't know if you have read any. It's very famous, 20th century, let's say 19th century novelist, and I'll highly encourage you to read. That will be so full of solace. For example, most of his novels open at a place called Sussex. There is no real place called Sussex in England. Thomas Hardy imagines a geographical place in England called Sussex, and his characters are born there. They do activities there. For example, there is a novel, Mayor of Casterbridge. What is the novel? Mayor of Casterbridge. A wonderful story of love and tragedy. In that story opens in a town called Casterbridge. And it focuses on a character, Michael Henchard, who is the mayor of the town. And as you read the novel, you will see in the first page, Michael Henchard, his wife and his daughter, they are walking and coming into a village looking for a job, and the story starts. A wonderful novel to read. I request you, if you find time and interest, read it. So I was saying that in literature, as you can see over there, a writer creates his own world, right? So I explained to you what kind of writings you will see in our course. Let me again. Then these readings are grouped in how many themes? How many themes? 5. What is the first one? What is the first one? Storytelling in business. For example, the first one, Dawn, that I'm displaying on the screen, that is a story about the success of the Nike brand. It's about the business of Nike. It's a story about the business world, and because you belong to business faculty, it's useful for you. Then what is the second theme? Ambition, success, and happiness. If you go down below in Unit 1, storytelling, how many texts are there? 3. Or let's say 2 texts and then element of story. Dawn by Phil Knight, Atari and India by Walter is suction, and third is element of story. Last year, if you remember, I talked a lot about elements of a story. For example, while teaching various narratives, I talked about setting, time, place, and environment. I talked about characters. I talked about plot. I talked about theme. I talked about conflict, crisis, complication, resolution. I talked about dialogue, right? The unit 2. What is in unit 2? What is the theme? Ambition, success, and happiness. Let me just browse through the text and try to show you what is there in the text. Okay, the first is Dawn, unit 1, up to page 40, I guess. Just a minute. Let me just take you. Can you browse? Okay, second is Steve Jobs, Walter Isaacson. Can you see? Second, look here, chapter 4, Atari and India. So we have a text titled Steve Jobs, written by Walter Isaacson. And in our course, first, second, third chapters are not prescribed. Only chapter 4 is prescribed. And chapter 4 is titled as Atari and India, Zen and the Art of Game Design. Okay, now go to unit 2, Ambition, Success and Happiness. Just a minute, let me scroll down and show you the text. Okay, here we have elements of fiction, because we are reading fiction in this. Just a minute, let me focus my. Because we are reading elements of fiction, so you can see 5 elements of fiction. What are they? Plot, setting, character, point of view, theme. What is plot? Plot is the sequence of events. The sequence of events. What is setting? Where the story opens. For example, the first story opens in a town in American city, 1962, one early morning. Then you have character, people who are seen in the story, who speak, who do things, right? Then what is next? What is point of view? Who is telling us the story? Look here. Look here. I have a frontal point of view. I have a frontal point of view. Now, if I stand here, I have a rear point of view. I have a rear point of view. Now, if I stand here, I have a sideways point of view. Right? So, point of view is from which point you view something. One meaning, from which point you view something. But in novel, in fiction, point of view means who is telling you the story. Is it an I? For example, in the first story, Dawn, the first word is I. The narrator is first person. So we have first person point of view. We may have second person point of view, very rarely, where the novel uses the word you. Then we may have a third person point of view, he or they, right? So first person singular point of view, first I, first person plural point of view, we. Second person point of view, you, very rare. Third person point of view, he. Storyteller use the word he, she, it, or they. Right? Okay. So then theme. What is theme? An idea that comes again and again in a piece of text. For example, last year you read Fun Free by Manju Shri. And one idea that comes constantly in that 12-page autobiographical essay is, who am I? Who am I? Am I Nepali? Am I American? Am I Canadian? Am I Western? Who am I? That narrator who grows up in different countries because her father is a diplomat and moves country to country, has this problem of growing up as a teenager. As she grows as a teenager, she has difficulty in identifying herself who she is. At one point she says, I hated Nepali people, though I was Nepali. That is the theme, right? Okay. Now, come to Unit 2. What is the theme of Unit 2? What is the theme? Let me take it. Okay, just a minute. What is the Unit 2 theme? What is the theme in Unit 2? Ambition, success, and happiness. And what is the first text? The Laughing Heart. And what is the genre? It's a poem. So, first you had novel, right? Then second you have poem. In Unit 2 you have poem. See the genre. The Laughing Heart. Who is the writer of this poem? Who is the composer? Charles Bukowski. Okay, what is the third text? Check it. On Happiness by Priscilla Long. This seems to be an essay or a story, right? Hello? Okay, I will stop telling now. I want you explore Unit 3 in your digital device and make a note about what are the lessons, titles, who are the writers, and what is the genre. Make a note. Explore Unit 4. These 3 to 5 people. Explore Unit 4. And make a note on what are the texts in Unit 4, what is the genre, and what are the writers. Explore Unit 5. Explore Unit 5. And make a note about what are the texts, write the text down, what are the authors, and what is the genre. And after 5 minutes, I'll call you over there and you will tell the class what is there in the text. Okay, explore it now. Carefully explore Unit 3 and make a note on what texts are prescribed in Unit 3, who are the authors of those texts, and what is the genre of the text. Is it a poem? Is it an essay? Is it a play? Is it a novel? What is it? This group, explore Unit 4. Make a note on what titles are prescribed, what text title. Then make a note on who the writers are. And then make a note on what is the genre type. Is it a piece of poem, or is it an essay? Is it a novel? Is it a play? Is it a song? What it is. You are given 5-minute time. You are given 5-minute time. Make a note on what titles, text titles, lesson titles, names of the authors, type of genre, and also note down the themes. What is the theme of that unit? I see that there are novels in your course and only few chapters are prescribed, but I will require the class to read the whole novel. Not the chapter, read the whole novel. Because without reading the whole novel, you won't really get the chapter. You can't get the chapter without reading the whole thing. Done? Okay, this group, you were exploring Unit 3. So what is the theme of Unit 3? Someone tell me. What is the theme of Unit 3? Cross-cultural communication. How many lessons are there in that text? 4. What is the first one? A model of intercultural communication competence. Who is the author? Brian H. Spitzberg. Okay, Ms. Upadhyay, you tell me what is the second text?
Managing intercultural conflict
Okay, managing intercultural conflicts effectively. Who is the author?
Stella Tommy.
To me, is it a poem or is it an essay or is it a play or is it an article? What is it? No idea right now. Okay, Prasna, tell me. Pravishna, tell me what is the third text in the course?
Third text is understanding cultural identities in intercultural communication of 10-step inventory, and author is Mary Jane Collier.
Is it an essay or research article or a poem, play, novel, what? No idea. You can explore. Okay. Miss Mehak Shrestha, you tell what is the fourth text?
Adapting to a new culture.
Adapting to a new culture. Who is the author? Yang Yun Kim. So these are the 4 lessons in our course. Okay, this you were exploring Unit 5. No, 4. What is the theme? Unit 4.
It is a love.
What is the theme?
It's a love poem. Metaphysical love
No,
poem.
the theme of the unit. Negotiation and persuasion. You tell me what is the first text? The Flea. Is it a poem? Yes. Who is the author? John Donne. Very famous English poet. Okay, what is the second text?
Shooting an Elephant by George Orwell.
Is it an story or essay or research article?
Essay, sir.
Essay. Who is the author?
George Orwell.
George, or very famous author. Okay, what is the third text? Steve Jobs Stanford University commencement speech. Who gave this speech? Steve Jobs. Okay, you tell me what is the fourth text? Using Toulmin's model of argumentation, John Karabakh. This seems like an essay or let's say an article. Okay, here the last group. You were exploring unit 5, right? What is the theme of the unit? Critical thinking and creativity and innovation. What is the first text?
Life is kind.
Who is the author? Langston Hughes, a poet. So that may be a poem. Okay, what is the second text?
It's creative destruction.
Who is the author?
Adam
Grant. Is it a poem or essay? No idea. Have you checked?
It's essay.
Essay. Okay. What is the third text?
Your boss knows me.
Your boss knows more about innovation than you. Who is the author? Scott Birkin. Okay. So do we have a class tomorrow here?
No.
So in next class, we will discuss the first text, Dawn. And these 4 girls will present that text. 4 girls, this group. You will present the first and you will use that plot ideas given there. Read that section that tells what to explore. First read that section and then read the story, and you 4 along with me, we 5 will present. We 5 will present coming class. If any difficulty, message me, contact me over Zoom, I'll guide you. Thank you. Thank you.